Right, morning you lot. I am in the car, as is the tradition for Cool Smartphone, and we are having a look at this, the Palm smartphone. This is going to be on Vodafone. It's £31 a month on contract, from £31 a month, or you can get it £350 and just buy it outright on pay as you go with I think a £10 top up or something like that. In the box, you get the phone itself, SIM card tool for popping out the little SIM tray, charger, USB cable, no headphones by the looks of it, at least not in this one that I've received. So here is the phone. Now look at that. Look at that. I'm going to put this next to, look, if I try, and I will be trying because everything slides around with how glossy phones are nowadays. If I put that next to the Xiaomi Mi 8 Pro, you can see the size difference. Sorry about all the reflection, but you can see the size difference on there. So this little puppy here, the Palm, has a 3.3-inch screen. It's got a 12 megapixel rear camera, if I remember rightly, and an 8 megapixel front camera. As I said, it's £31 a month on Vodafone. It's a dinky little thing, and when they say Palm, it's palm size. Look at that. Look at the size of that. That's amazing. Left hand side hasn't really got a great deal. It's a nice curved silver, brushed silver finish there, sandwiching the two black polished plastic front and rear panels. We've got the top with the additional microphone for noise cancellation, and on the right hand side we've got the power button, no volume controls. But we've got the SIM card eject tray, and on the bottom we've got a USB-C port, no 3.5mm audio, and we've got a microphone. That's it. Very simple, kind of feels quite cool. This is the lock screen, and here you can drag this up and you can get into certain things straight away. You can get into Chrome if I've got an internet connection. Look at that, I've got 4G. Yes. Is it going to browse, or have they given me a SIM card that doesn't browse? Yay! So there we go. Now here, obviously, the interface on a smaller screen is where things could fall down. So I'm going to go into here, and I'm going to try and type in Cool Smartphone. You can see here how small the keyboard. That's a new word. It's a mix between keypad and keyboard. You can see how small the keyboard is, but it is getting my big fat thumb pretty much spot on. So I'm going to try browsing to Cool Smartphone now, and there we go, it's loading up. So that's working quite well. There's a story about the cost of coffee. Now that works all right, doesn't it? Now the processor in here, pretty nippy. I'm going to just put this down here while I just refer to my notes. The processor is, let me see, I think it's a 435 Qualcomm CPU. Let me just get the specs up. Yeah, so Qualcomm 435, it's an octa-core processor, and it's 70 grams in weight, and it measures 50 centimeters by about 96 centimeters, and it's 7.4 millimeters thick. Now, that 3.3-inch HD display is 445 ppi, which is quite good. The Gorilla Glass is impact resistant, and it's got 3 gig of RAM, and it's got 32 gig of onboard storage. You've got that 12 megapixel rear camera, I was right, it comes with a flash, and an 8 megapixel front camera. You've got an 800 milliamp hour battery, which doesn't sound like a lot, but look at the size of it, really. I don't think it's going to drink too much. And you've got Android version 9, but this is where things get interesting. Look, I can drag that up and I can go into those, and I can drag that up. Let's just do that again. I can drag it up and go into a call. I can go straight into the audio and listen to music. However, the main interface doesn't look like this. It looks like this. That's the main interface. You can customize this, you can move this around, but look, isn't that pretty? So they've changed the main interface, so it's more fat finger friendly for this smaller screen. So I can get into my apps a lot easier. Obviously the apps, when you do get into them, aren't really customized for this size of screen. So let's go into, say, Google Maps, and it's still the same old Google Maps. There's no real difference in there. And I can see where I am. I've got satellite navigation. There you go. You can see I'm in Barton under Needwood. Lovely area of the world, by the way, if anybody lives there. You can have a look at pictures that I've taken. I'll take some photos later and I'll put those onto the review and we'll get those online. We can go to contacts, straight into there. And if you're dialing a number, so if we go into the dial screen here, that's pretty standard too, although it's not too hard to dial. As you saw, I didn't really have a great deal of problem. If I press and hold, we can go straight into there and do trick things. We can add contacts, that's quite cool. Let's try pressing and holding on the Chrome browser, and yeah, you can do little you can open up incognito tabs or new tabs. If we go into text, I presume it'll say, hey, do you want to start a new conversation? There you go. So that's pressing and holding and gliding up and down. It's cool. You can manage this screen down here. You can rearrange how things are laid out. Put new icons on there. You can sort of drag and drop. So if you want Instagram or Facebook on there, so sort of drag that up to the upper portion of the screen, exit down, and then that appears there. Go into your settings, which they have had a go at making this a bit more friendly for this size of screen. You can see your battery life, your life mode. Look at this, minimize distraction. As long as the screen is off, you will not be bothered by calls and texts. That's good, isn't it? I like that. They should do that in every phone. Face recognition, unlock with your face. You got your network. So I've got 4G. This is a full 4G phone. There's no real, you know, they've not really cut any corners. GPS works, Wi-Fi and all that stuff. You can do software updates in there. So, nice. I do like it. It's quite a cool, dinky little thing. It's beautiful to hold. It's like a, you know, it's like the perfect pebble for skimming. I wouldn't advise doing that. But this is, oh, hello, I'm calling someone. So yeah, it's pretty nippy. I've had no problem with that. Not all of the apps are customized in order to work well on such a small screen. But yeah, I think this is more designed to work with your voice and to, you know, put apps like Strava on there and other fitness apps. And you can maybe put your music on here and you can have it strapped to your wrist or on your bike so you can navigate around. And this is quite a nice interface on the front, which I do like. They've worked well there. You can also add widgets as you can with any other normal Android phone. You can install all the usual raft of Android apps as well. They will work perfectly well on this phone. But that is really a really quick overview of this, the Palm smartphone. Get it now from Vodafone. And yeah, if you've got any questions, do let me know. I'm going to do a video reviews of this because we haven't really got a huge amount of time with it. It's quite an exclusive to have a hands-on with it at the moment and to actually be able to play with it. It's only just appeared on the market.